I'm here with my colleagues from the Armed Services Committee to discuss the historic reforms that we have worked on together to change the climate, the culture, and most importantly, the protections for victims and the successful prosecutions of people who commit sexual crimes within our military organizations. All of us have spent a great deal of time on this, and I think one of the unfortunate byproducts of one policy disagreement is that so many of the historic reforms that are in this bill have not gotten the attention that they deserve. For the three of us, this has always been about a very simple concept. What can we do to make prosecution successful? And what can we do to protect victims? The policy matters. It is very important to understand that these are unprecedented, what we have done, and they will make a major difference in how protected victims are, and in fact, it will make our military the most victim-friendly organization in the world. First, we strip commanders of their ability to overturn jury convictions. We install a civilian review over a decision to not prosecute by a commander. We mandate a dishonorable discharge for anyone convicted of sexual crimes. We criminalize retaliation. If you retaliate against a victim under our reforms, it is a crime under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. We eliminate the statute of limitations in these cases, which is consistent with most civilian systems of criminal justice in terms of making sure that if a perpetrator has floated around the military with victims who have not come forward, and someone is finally brave enough to come forward, we can look back and pull in old cases and bring the full force of justice against the rapist. And then probably the most important reform, which is currently being implemented without a statutory requirement by the Pentagon, is providing a special victims counsel to every single victim. And I've got to tell you, drawing on my years of experience in prosecuting these cases, that is what is going to make the difference. What is the truth in these cases is that you only really get increased in reporting in relation to how protected the victim feels. All other factors aside, this is all about how that victim is treated when she tells the chaplain, or tells the nurse at the hospital, or tells the police officer off base, or tells the military police officer, or tells her friend, or tells any of a number of different people that she could tell about this assault. What happens within the next 48 hours? Does she get good information? Does she get support? Does she feel respected, empowered, believed? Giving her or him their own lawyer at that point of time is incredibly important. That does not occur in our civilian systems. In fact, that doesn't occur anywhere in the world. This would be unprecedented. This is taking to scale a concept that every prosecutor in the country would love to have in their back pocket. It's taking to scale the notion that victims of crime deserve someone who is just looking at their interests.
Our goal is to not only ensure accountability, ensure that victims are treated well, but also ensure that the commanders are focused on preventing these types of crimes and establishing a climate within their unit to ensure that this doesn't happen in their unit. We had the opportunity to hear from a remarkable woman. Her name is Brigadier General Lori Reynolds. She's the first female commanding officer at Parris Island that trains our Marine Corps. She said, hold us accountable as commanders, and she has commanded at many levels, including service in Iraq. And don't make me, as a commander, a bystander on this very important question of whether or not to bring the charge, because I don't want to be a bystander. I want, when the victim comes to me as a decision maker, not to tell him or her that I'm a bystander, but that I got this for you, that I'm accountable.
This is not a narrative of victims versus commanders. This is all about who can protect victims best.